Gemini. Let's go ahead, jump right into this reading, my love. Let us see what the messages are that Spirit has here for you on today. Please do keep in mind, y'all, these are general messages. Only take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Dun, dun, dun. Let us see, let us see. What are the messages, Spirit? For feminine, what does she need to know? What would you like to talk to her about today? Okay, and I say her, so must be for a reason. Okay. We have, obsession and release. Okay. Obsession and release. Ooh. Warning. Past life love. Patience. Underlying energy here is denial. I feel like you had to step back. Okay. I feel like you had to step back here from someone that you really love. And I feel like you had to do this because you realized that there was something that wasn't quite the way it should have been. It didn't feel good, okay? There's this energy here where you stay connected to the person because you know that there's past life energy, right? This could be something that you've done a reading on yourself, something you felt and got confirmed by another reader, but you know there was past life energy there between you and this person. Okay, nevertheless, there are some things that you tried to dismiss or some things that you tried to overlook and you just can't. One of those things could have been that you feel like your partner is a little bit obsessive. Okay. I'm also getting possessive and controlling. And it's not this energy here of trying to change a person, but hoping that it would change or they would change. Being patient, hoping that something would change. Then finally getting to a place where you just accept it for what it is. And surrender it to Spirit. I feel this person still thinks about you a lot. You still think about them. Again, there's past life energy here between you and this person. Your soul remembers this intense connection. It's always going to remember. But you had to detach with love in order to see the truth and know what was best for you to do here. Okay. This grass is greener. Loves to show itself. Alright, someone could have thought the grass was greener somewhere else only to become obsessive after the fact. There's something here that wasn't quite right. Wasn't the way that you feel like it could have been or should have been. Someone definitely didn't show up as their best self. Now they're wanting to. It says everything will unfold in divine timing. Alright, don't dismiss what it is that you see or know is off. Acknowledge it, bring it up, okay? Like this. Player. Someone is a player. Alright. Very charming, manipulative. They treated it like it was this. A hookup. Nothing serious, nothing major, something casual. Okay. Light work. Fling. They're keeping their feelings secret or private. Or they did. And what they tried to do. But your soul remembers this energy. Their soul remembers this energy. But they're still stuck in those player ways. Okay? When something is off, you must acknowledge it. But the person wants to return. You released it. to the universe. You surrendered, you released it. Here this person comes again because they love you. They can't forget about you. Okay. They might be single. They might be available, but they still playing, right? So it's something there about that energy. But they feel a sense of belonging with you. This person that senses belonging, like they feel like, you know, safe, and this is where I'm supposed to be. They feel that type of energy with you. They were once a player or once stuck in these ways, and you don't know if this is something that they're still in. Is, you know, why it's coming out here. Because we have denial and then different pages. So it's like when you were dealing with the person, were you trying not to see what was right in front of you? And now that you have seen it, you can't unsee it. So a person comes in like, I want to come home. You like, home? You know, there's a lot of question marks, a lot of red flags. Okay, the other day we did a reading. We pulled up some red flags in that reading and then ended up saying you would be going in a different direction and then ended off with green flags. All right, so if your intuition is telling you to hold off, pause, chill, this ain't it, anything like that, that could be for a reason. Okay, 8 of Cups, emotional withdrawal, detachment, walking away. We have the Queen of Cups. This is a message for somebody because I'm seeing it another way as well. There could be a karmic, okay, energy from your past. This person is a player still, like nevertheless, still the player. Okay, this person, they're very manipulative. So they come in saying things, doing things to get what it is that they want, or in attempts to get what it is that they want. But all they would be doing is disturbing your peace, disturbing your home, disturbing something. Okay. We have the Nine of Swords, and that's for somebody, not all of you. Let's get back to the main reading here. I'm laughing because Spirit, like, that is the main reading. No, I joke, I kid. It's a little truth in every joke, though. All right. Okay, underlying energy here is the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so Queen of Cups, very deep love, very compassionate energy, someone who's very graceful and understanding. Yes, very patient. Okay, nurturer to the T, very patient. Okay, heart is open. Heart is open. So you're open to receive blessings then. That's good. We have the Nine of Swords here. Somebody's anxious, somebody's worried. What are they anxious and worried about? Okay, that's my thing. What are you anxious and worried about? You was in this player energy. You know, player from the Himalayas and whatnot. So why so worried? Why so stressed? Okay. Then we have the Strength card. Strength card is confidence, being bold. It's a spirit that God gave us. A spirit of courage. Okay. What are you afraid of? Who are you afraid of? What are you afraid for? You know, that kind of thing. You know, we're going to laugh about it because, I mean, what? Okay, scared of what, who, and why? Okay. So we have the Devil energy here. Devil is, again, connected to fear, obsessive thoughts. We have the Nine of Swords and the Devil. I feel like this person is having obsessive thoughts about this Queen of Cups. Okay. What are these obsessive thoughts? Well, they want to take you down. They want intimacy. They want all these things with you. Okay, but they still have these manipulative ways about them. Because anytime we see the Justice, which I saw when I was shuffling, or the Devil comes out, you know, Devil and Justice are my karmic energies when we're doing love readings, right? So it's like saying this person is possibly still entertaining karmics. Okay, something about a karmic. If you yourself don't feel like, oh, this is a karmic to me, then they are someone who's still dealing with the karmic. Okay. Three of Cups being the first potential outcome here of the situation. Okay, celebration, reunion. Okay, good energy. Now, I feel here, right? Someone could be celebrating because they feel like they dodged a bullet. Now, for those of you like, what does that mean? Okay, dodged a bullet is like saying you didn't miss out on anything. You know, you should be glad that something didn't work out because it wasn't able to affect you the way that it could have had you been a part of it. Okay, and that's the long explanation. So you guys know that trend that everybody's doing? I don't know why it's a trend, but perhaps to bring more awareness to the fact or something. What do you mean he took the life out of you? What do you mean she took the life out of you? Right? Because it can go both ways. When a person starts off as being so vibrant and full of life and energetic and this and that, and then they get into a really toxic situation and it drains them, and now they're no longer themselves. They don't even look like themselves. They don't get dressed the same. They don't, you know, they don't really put the same energy and effort into themselves like they once did because they don't have it to give, you know. So it's like when you avoid a situation like that, you dodged a bullet, okay? And it's not always possible because a person can be so charming. Well, I mean, it is if you use that discernment of yours, right? But sometimes we're not in a position in life, you know, depending on the person and where they are, what they're dealing with, what they got going on mentally, and just all this other stuff. Sometimes you're just not in the space to see what you need to see. And if something were right in front of you, you wouldn't even notice it, that kind of thing. That's how you get caught up in a situation like that. So in the event that you don't, it's like you dodged a bullet, okay? So you could be celebrating that. Six of Wands being, you know, victory, success, overcoming obstacles and challenges, seeing something, right? And not just you seeing it, but everybody seeing it. So it's like, how could you not recognize it? It's recognizable by everyone, okay? That kind of thing. It's easy to identify, right? Then you have the Four of Swords is peace of mind, where the Nine of Swords is completely different. All right. And you know what I'm getting here too? With that different pages, for example, right? The two of you were on different pages. So, of course, the two of you are going to deal with things after the fact very differently. Of course, you're going to feel, you know, different ways during that aftermath period because you were on different pages initially. Remember, your intention is the seed. So whatever type of seeds you planting and nurturing, that's what you're going to get. You came in it with the intentions of love, Queen of Cups. So why would you be losing sleep at night? You didn't do anything wrong. You came into it with the intentions of love. You were being pure in thought and in speech. Whatever it is that you had to say, you said it, you know, to this person. They keep a lot of things hidden. A lot of things secret, including but not limited to their feelings and emotions for you. And I feel like they do it because in their mind, that would keep them like stuck or attached or something like that in a situation. It would make it worse off, you know. If we get all these feelings involved and everything else, it's too much. But then not saying anything, how has that worked out for you, masculine, in the back of the back, you know? See, how has that worked out? Not great, okay? So even with the underlying energy being the Wheel of Fortune, look at the person at the top of the wheel and then the person at the bottom, okay? It's like they're trying everything in their power to get up, but they can't. And the World is like an ending. The Five of Pentacles is like blocking something out. And the Queen of Pentacles will more than likely be why. Because you're dependable, reliable. Again, you're a nurturer. You put the right intentions into it. It just seemed like the two of you were on two different pages. The action that they were taking was not the action that you were taking. Two different things. Okay, it seemed like their purpose, again, what they were in it for, their motive, two different things. See, hidden. What's hidden? Okay. What's underneath unexpected, single, okay, spiritual awakening. Okay. Let's see here. Alright, It's definitely a past life love. Now, they say be patient. Everything will unfold in divine time. And this could be because you feel like something is off. You just don't know what it is. All this. Maybe what comes out, what gets revealed. Knight of Wands. Yeah, see, Knight of Wands is like the Playboy energy, you know, in the deck. So it's like this person is in a Playboy energy. They might have the energy of a King of Pentacles. They might be very grounded, you know, very stable, very mature in a lot of ways, you know, carry themselves a certain type of way. They're well put together, right? King of Pentacles. Nevertheless, though, they out here on this Knight of Wands energy. Now, if they would have shown up giving you, hey, yeah, I'm King of Pentacles and I'm giving you King of Pentacles, yes, that's something you could depend on. That's something you can rely on. Knights are on missions, number one. So if I'm coming, I'm going. Okay, I'm not just coming and staying. You understand? Then the wand. The wand is on fire. It's the passion. It's this, is that. The passion, okay, for those of you who have been intimate and all that, could be outstanding. Chemistry out of this world. But it's going to take more than that to have something that lasts, right? So again, if you know what you're looking for is Two of Cups, Ace of Cups, why would you do that? So notice these things are behind here, right? This is what's being hidden. Again, these are the things that are hidden from you. This person is not saying, oh, I feel this way, I feel that way. They do, but they're not acting on that. Why? Because I'm in my Playboy energy. This is what I'm enjoying right now. All right. So again, perhaps they kept it hidden so that you could just enjoy them. They could enjoy you for what it was. Not try to put anything extra on it. But now you're like stuck in this person's head. Now they can't get you off. Okay? Yeah. It's like whatever they was trying to fight off, they can't even fight it anymore. If they was trying to deny you, okay? And then Spirit takes me back to that denial card. But that was talking about you detaching. All right. Nevertheless, we can take it and flip it right now. Say that when you detached, you still were in the energy of love, Queen of Cups, and it allowed for this person to clearly see the truth. You didn't detach and start attacking them. No, I'm detaching for the sake of my sanity because this situation ain't it. And obviously, we're on 2 different pages. So you do your thing and I do my thing. Right? But the person is definitely not wanting you to do your thing because they know what you're looking for is something more serious and stable. And if you get in that, then there's no more playing. They can't play with you like that. You get what I'm saying? That's not it. Right? Once you're no longer available to them, that's it. Okay? Even prior to getting involved with anybody. If you decide that you don't want to deal with them like that anymore, you don't have to. Okay? You could be single for the rest of your life and still never deal with them like that. Okay? You have the 3 of Wands here. So it's like in the very near future, this person is building up the strength, the nerve, the courage to speak some truth. Okay? Ace of Swords. Yep, Knight of Swords. I know what I want to say. I'm coming directly to you and I'm saying it. What is it? Because they've been gripped by obsessive thoughts. That's what it is. They have not been able to get over you, to stop thinking about you, to forget about what they did, what happened, what they said, etc. Okay? Look at that. Can't make it up. King of Cups. Okay. All right. Let us see. All right. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Very interesting. The Hermit. It's very interesting because the Knight of Pentacles is about taking your time, trusting the process, trusting the plan, sticking to the plan. Right? That's what the Knight of Pentacles is known for in my book. Sticking to the plan. Not skipping any steps. All right? Not missing a beat. Why? Because I'm focused on what I'm doing. I already made the plan. Now I'm executing it. Okay? So that's why it takes the Knight of Pentacles a while. Because it might take them a while to put the plan together. When they put it together, it's going to take them a while to complete it. Why? Because they want to make sure that no stone goes unturned. Okay? So it's that type of thing. Now with the Devil though, okay, could it be that somebody is stalling themselves out of fear? You know, not even because of the plan, but just you just afraid. You're afraid that feminine ain't gonna be for it. You're afraid they ain't gonna hear nothing you have to say. Just afraid. Okay. I know I didn't treat you the best. I still have karmic attachments. Things like that. Especially if they was out here on some Playboy energy. You know how many different energies could have attached themselves to him, to her, to them, whatever they identify as. A lot of different energies. Okay. Some of you could have completely just fell back, stopped talking. Okay, with the Hermit. Devil and the Knight of Coins. The Eight of Pentacles. I see the Lover sticking his head out. I'm just getting like a business owner. This could be you or your person. It feels like you though. Okay? Because the message I'm getting with it is like your person is using this as an excuse. This may not be the real deal, but it's definitely what they're using. You're like so busy that they don't want to bother you. They don't want to distract you. They was bothering you before. You know? Some of you could have said that. Like, why are you bothering me? What do you want? You know? I just see you as someone who's really focused, really busy at work. And because of that, this person is just not trying to bother you. They're not trying to bother you. They're not trying to mess with you. Okay. Alright, let's see. You got the Three of Cups. Three of Cups and the Six of Cups. Alright, so Six of Cups is past life energy. Again, Three of Cups is here. I did say reunion. Okay. The Page of Pentacles. I feel like this person views you as their wish fulfillment, right? So because they view you as their wish fulfillment, they're wanting to find a way to start over. Not always possible though, but that's what they're wanting. Okay, and just because they want it doesn't mean that you have to agree with it or that you have to give them what they're wanting. Especially if you don't want the same thing. Okay. But remember we talked about the seeds and the intentions that we plant. That's what we nurture. That's what grows. Okay. So with the Page of Pentacles, it's almost like they're saying, let's start over. Let's plant a new seed. You know, they didn't come into it with the right intentions before, or they didn't move the way they feel like they should have. They don't feel like they did right by you because, yeah, see, Justice. They don't feel like they did right by you and they want to. They want you. They wish to have you, okay? In all the ways. I just saw Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. They want to have you in all the ways. And I feel like this person knows that they're only going to get you a certain way if, you know. Now, it doesn't mean, oh, hey, say the right things and then get whatever you're looking for. Because if that's the case, you're going to be saying it for a while. You know what I mean? As to where at that point, you're going to be saying and doing. So I guess we both will be winning in that situation. You know what I mean? It's not, no, you just getting what you think you want and I'm not getting nothing. Nah, that's not how this gonna work. Okay? Yeah, see, to the Pentacles. You're gonna get everything feminine if they gonna get that from you. You know what I mean? That's what they want too. They want to provide. That could be what the home is. It says comfort, safety, belonging, shelter. They want to provide. Again, something about coming home. It's ultimately what it goes back to. Being patient, everything will unfold in divine timing. Page of Swords. So again, seeing something right in front of you is recognizable. It's not something that, you know, it's like, yeah, two birds of a feather. This is a past life love. It could be soulmate, twin flame, all that type energy there. Nevertheless, though, you know, there's all this stuff that we need to discuss. We can't just dismiss these things, okay? It's like that, okay? And so being stuck in ways, working on yourself, it will take time. But in the event that we're patient, we'll get what we're looking for as well. Okay, yeah, Wheel of Fortune, something being fate, something being destined. Death card being transformation and rebirth. Person going through spiritual rebirth. You did see spiritual awakening, Four of Pentacles. Alright, some of the ways are still there. Again, so it's like, be patient. If it's the person you really want to be with, okay? If you have that once a player, always a player type mentality, then you probably don't want to do it. Right? And again, regardless of how they feel, regardless of what the messages are, you decide what you want to do with your life, right? Your love situation. Ace of Pentacles. But the offer will be made. Okay? The offer will certainly be made. Perhaps this is why you're going to be so surprised Okay? Perhaps that's why you're going to be so surprised. You're like, really? You know, after all this time? But again, maybe it was you needing to detach, doing so, and then the person being like, you know, coming to their freaking senses, Nine of Swords, and not liking what they're feeling. You know, coming to their senses and not liking what they're feeling. Okay? But those are the messages, my love, that I have here for you at the time. I pray that this helps you. I know it will. This was your reading or you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe. Peace and hair, Grace.